As the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on Judge Brett Kavanaugh unfolds, a disturbing detail concerning Christine Blasey Ford's lie detector test surfaced that could completely change the direction of the hearing. After requests from both the Senate Judiciary Committee and Brett Kavanaugh's attorney, Christine Blasey Ford's attorney finally released the results of her voluntary lie detector test, which she completed in early August. However, instead of nailing Kavanaugh with her supposedly damning polygraph results, there are several key details that actually damage Ford's already weak testimony. Breitbart Bard notes that Ford's polygraph test is highly unusual for at least one reason in particular. Instead of answering questions based on the actual incident, the polygraph examiner only asked her about her belief in her written statement, questioning is any part of your statement false, and did you make up any part of your statement? The problem with these two questions is that should have been excluded based on the possibility of contradiction. For example, if Ford actually believes her statement is true, she would pass the test. Additionally, if she wasn't the sole individual who created her statement, the second question would also be faulty. Of course, the third issue with Ford taking a polygraph test at all is that, if Ford really has a case of mistaken identity, passing such a test would only provide evidence that she believes her attackers were Kavanaugh and Mark Judge. This is most likely the case since two men have already come forward to confess that they, not Kavanaugh and Judge, were the individuals with whom Ford had the sexual encounter in question. During the hearing, Ford was asked a number of striking questions concerning her polygraph, most of which she couldn't answer. According to Ford, she doesn't know if she paid for the test. She doesn't know who selected the administrator in question to perform the test, and she didn't know that the committee had requested audio and video recording of the test as it was administered because she doesn't even remember if she was recorded at all. Still, Ford could have lied through her teeth and passed the polygraph test, considering the fact that no baseline questions were provided. These primary questions, in which the test taker is asked to intentionally lie, measure the levels of stress that determine the accuracy by which the following questions will be measured. If there are no baseline questions, the test must be rendered inaccurate. Even more suspicious is the fact that Ford's August statement largely contradicts her letter to Sen. Dianne Feinstein, D. California, although she penned it just a week earlier, on a matter as important as the number of people, witnesses, who were at the 1982 house party where the attempted assault allegedly took place. Ford told Feinstein that me and 4 others attended the gathering. That would be 5 people. 1 week later, though, Ford passed a polygraph, in which she wrote there were 4 boys and a couple of girls, or 6 people. Even if she includes herself as one of the couple of girls, the count is still off. Also, according to Ford's therapist's notes, she claimed that there were 4 boys in the room during the alleged sexual assault. However, Ford has repeatedly stated that only 2 boys, Kavanaugh and Judge, were in the room at the time. Ford now claims that her therapist mixed up this crucial detail, but the contradiction still discredits this piece of evidence. One detail that damages Ford's character is her claim that she is far too traumatized by the 36-year-old alleged sexual assault to fly in a plane. However, in her letter to Feinstein, Ford offered to fly out as soon as possible to discuss the events of her claim. According to ABC News, Ford's fear of flying is directly related to her allegation of assault, and that an airplane is the ultimate closed space where you cannot get away. But in her letter to Feinstein, Ford writes, "I am available to speak further should you wish to discuss. I am currently vacationing in the Mid-Atlantic until August 7th and will be in California after August 10th. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Ford has at least lied about the impact of the alleged incident, shedding light on the credibility of her character. Despite having more than 3 decades to name her attackers, Ford has only recently pointed to Kavanaugh. In fact, she never even mentioned the esteemed judge to her therapist, prompting further suspicion of her claims. It's possible that Ford has convinced herself that Kavanaugh was her attacker, especially if she received coaching from her left-leaning cohorts. This is most likely true since 2 men have come forward to reveal that they are the 2 boys to which Ford is referring. Either way, Ford's testimony is far from credible and, as such, must be dismissed.